Hello, good morning. Just going to check that the ads have gone and see, oops, I need to open up my iPad. There we go. Is anybody there? It's not working on mine yet. Oh, I've got ads, so we'll see what's happening. It seems to take longer and longer every week, this. Right, I've skipped ads. I've skipped the ads, so good morning. I hope you are there. Hope you're all right on this. It's a bit of a dull Tuesday today. So yeah, good morning and welcome. I've just realised I typed it wrong. I typed round 14 because I've now opened bookings for round 14, which is really exciting. So I typed round 14 and I've just changed it to round 13. So apologies for any confusion. It is round 13, but round 14 is open for bookings. And yes, I've got some stuff to show you. Regarding that. Well, actually, some of the stuff's in my car still because I couldn't carry everything in. But anyway, I'm going to turn the camera around. And she hasn't actually responded to me since I responded to her. And she said that she can hear me fine when I'm talking to the camera, and then when I turn it round, she cannot hear me. But then I asked if that was on Facebook or on YouTube, and I've had no response. So, yeah, I'd really like to know that. I hope you can hear me okay. Not really had any other messages to that extent or mentioning that before. So, and she didn't say if it was when we were doing the piano one. Bearing in mind she messaged me on Facebook, I'm thinking it's a Facebook live. Anyway, let's see who's on. So please tell me if you can hear me okay, because I'm very conscious of it now. So hi Maria, hi Wendy, hi Marjorie. I am feeling better, Marjorie. It has knocked me for 6, and I won't lie, it did knock me for 6, and I even, it got to just before the weekend, and I even have done a couple of COVID tests because of the stomach thing, but they were all clear and negative, and I haven't got any other symptoms whatsoever. So I think I've just had a bit of a bad stomach reaction to something I ate. But yeah, anyway, let's just say I lost all the birthday weight that I'd put on for my birthday. Oh, thanks, Linda, loud and clear. Hi, Kath. Hi, Linda. Oh, you've had one too, Maria. Anyway, I'm getting there. So thank you. I've just felt quite drained. And anyway, it's not about that. Today we're having some peachy fun. So it is week 1 of round 13 of Sweet as a Peach, Coffee and Card. Now, I did have a message from lovely Sheila today, who I always send a little reminder out saying that I'm gonna be live at 10:30 today, and Sheila said, oh, she wishes she'd have joined now. So I said, look, it's not too late. I can still order you the kit. Obviously, it's going to come late, but you can catch up on the crafting. So if anyone else is interested in that, please do ask. You know, I'd like to think that I'm approachable and you can ask. So please don't think that once bookings are closed, that's it, it's set in stone. I'm happy to send you the kits out and have you craft along with us. So let's go through. Oh, I've just realised I need sponge daubers and I don't know where I've put them, but that's fine. I knew I'd forget something because there was a road diversion this morning. And anyway, Maria, sorry, hope you're feeling a bit better. There was a road diversion this morning, and I know my way here, obviously, and my way home and everything like that, but once you tell me a road's closed, I'm like, So, yeah, I was a little bit frazzled when I got here today, because on the road diversion sign, the arrow, I think it's a bit like the hands on a clock, and it had moved, and it was in between straight on and right. So it was like that. So I thought it was pointing right, and it just brought me back around in a loop, and I was getting a little bit frustrated. Anyway, I came back around and I thought, maybe it means straight on. and it did mean straight on. So someone needs to straighten up the wonky arrow on the diversion sign. So I've had to rip open my kit for today. Yours wouldn't have looked like that. It would have been nicely folded and tucked in under there. But let's go through this and let's go through the other things. And please do leave me a comment if you're watching, because they were very quiet today. Just got 8 people on, and I think one of them is me on my iPad. So in your kits, you will have had the 5 card kit packs. You will have had a coffee and a biscuit, and then your stamp set and an ink pad, depending on which colour you chose, or you might have chosen 2 ink pads. Then there was a sponge dauber, sponge dauber that I forgot to bring over, and this pack as well. And you also put a grid paper in, so you can have a nice grid sheet. Hi, okay. You've got a nice grid sheet to craft on. Now, in this pack, this wasn't folded over because of the large envelope. Now, we'll have 4 standard size envelopes because we're going to do 4 standard size cards. But then you will have a large A5 envelope because week 5, I'm trying to do, on each course now, I'm trying to do a special card or a fancy fold or a larger card, just to make it, for my second year of doing coffee and card, just to make it a little bit more interesting and evolving. And then you've also got 12 sheets of 6x6 peachy papers. Now these papers, if you love them, this is a quarter of a pack. If you love them, then they have got 15% off this month. So time to stock up if you do love them. And today we are going to start off by using my absolute favourite one, which is this one. And I want a kitchen wall papered in that. Okay. And we're going to use the back of it as well. So you only need this one sheet today. And in your kit pack, you've got a piece of white, a large piece of white, and you've got a piece of Calypso coral, you've got a scalloped rectangle, some linen thread, and a balmy blue card blank. Now the white card is to do an insert, which I haven't done on this one, but I thought, seeing as it's quite a quick card, I'd upgrade it and pop an insert in there for you. So let me just go and see if I can find my sponge daubers. I got it. Don't you just love it where they're exactly where you thought they were? Okay, so this one is for the Calypso coral, and it has been very well used, as you can see, but that's fine. So I'll just have a drink. Right, so what we are going to do, let me just refresh my memory because I prepped these kits some time ago. We're going to cut this piece of paper. We're going to put it in so it's the right way up, so the peaches are the right way, and we're going to cut it at 9 centimetres. And then we are going to cut it at 13.3 centimetres. Ah, thanks, Kate. Now, this little piece here that came off the bottom is going to be very useful, for this part here, So you can keep this because we're going to use this and we're going to use this, and you have got this for another card. Now, let me explain the reason why I always do this width measurement first is because you can see here that if I'd have done the bottom one first, the length measurement, I would have reduced the size of this, but I don't need it all reducing. By doing it this way, I've kept a piece of the lovely paper, and it's the full length of the 6x6. So if I wanted to, I could pop it on a card and it would fill like half a card front. I could do another die cut shape there with a peach on, and I'd just have a little bit to chop off the bottom. If I'd have cut that other measurement first, I couldn't have done that because I would have cut too much off. So that's a little tip for you. I know I've shared that before, but I always think it's useful to share little tips like that. Oh, hi Margaret. So we've got that and we've got that we need. Now, this piece of peachy paper should fit on here perfectly. So I'm going to grab my glue. I just need to type in the measurements of the paper. DSP, we call it DSP. Oh, it's changed it to DAP, DAP. DSP was 9. So it was 9 by 13.3, and the border around it is 9.5 by 13.8. So as usual, I'm going up in half a centimetre. Okay. And that actually can be stuck on the front of my card. Now, what I do like to do is, I'm quite liking a larger border. So the width of this card is 10.5 and the calypso coral piece is 9.5. So I've got a lovely half a centimetre border all the way around. There we go. Right, just have a drinky. Oh, we're into double figures. I've got 10 people watching now. I have had a couple of messages actually to say people are a bit busy today. Right, so what we're going to do is this little piece here, look, is perfect to make a little decorative statement at the top of our die cut rectangle, and I just think it makes it look a bit more interesting. So the width, I'm going to cut it so it's in between the stitches. So these are from the Stitch So Sweetly dies. You've got this piece which you've got left from the bottom. You shouldn't need the measurements for this because it should be what's left over, but it is just short of 2 centimetres. It's about 1.8, and we're going to cut it at 5.5 centimetres. Oh, hi Angela from Melbourne. Okay, and that's going to stick in there like that, and it just makes, and if you want to show the peachy side you can, but I think the spots make a nice contrast. That's just going to glue there like that, just for a bit of added interest. Yep. All right, are we okay with that? So should we do some stamping? We're not going to stick that on there yet, but that will go there. But let's do a little bit of stamping. Now, we are actually going to stamp direct onto here, which is a little bit scary. So what we'll do first is we will practice on our insert, yeah, because it's not as crucial if we get this wrong, we just won't put an insert in. So I'm going to grab my stamps. Now there's lots of stamps in here, 20. Some of them are very, very small, so please do be careful. And some of them fit inside the leaves, and it's not just peaches on here, we've got some nice flowers. So I will be doing a card using the flowers here 1 week, Of course, the main focus are the peaches, and there's some really lovely sentiments in here. Now, some sentiments are more usable for you as a person than others. I love Have a Peachy Day. I just think it's great. And I'm happy to send that. So, you know, you can put hope your day is as sweet as a peach, or you can just do happy birthday. There's lots of choice with sentiments. I'm just on YouTube, Troy. I'll come see you. You'll come back. See ya. That was my friend Troy in the other office. So yeah, there's lots of different sentiments and you can mix and match, and they're a really lovely font as well. So I'm going to grab the large peach and the large leaves, and then I'm going to take Have a Peachy Day, because I do want to say that, because I want everybody to have a peachy day today. I mean, what is a peachy day? I think a peachy day is just a lovely day. I don't think we can offend anyone by telling them to have a peachy day. Right, so on this card I have used Early Espresso for the sentiment, just because I felt it popped a bit better, but I've not suggested that as a colour for you, but if you've got it, you might want to. Hi, Gina. Good. Oh, yeah. Where are you from, Gina? Oh, hi, Carol. You have got a few new people today, and that is lovely. Right, so what we're going to do first is, I suggested for this class you need pale papaya and calypso coral and pear pizzazz. Okay, and we are going to take the pale papaya. Okay, and we're going to ink it up. Now, please note, this is like one of those distinctive stamps, and if you look on the front, it's like supposed to be a bit sort of distressed, because, you know, peaches are like that. They're not solid in colour all over, are they? And some of the peaches in the market are a bit bruised as well. So what I'm going to do is, I've now inked up with that. I might just ink it again, actually. And then I'm going to take my dauber, pop it just gently in this Calypso ink pad. Yep. And then I'm going to daub it on the left-hand side, just gently, just about 1 centimetre in, and maybe just a little bit along the bottom. And then you sort of do a bit of a heavy breathe on it. And then I'm going to stamp it in the corner here. Oh, hi Gina, I've actually been to Perth. There we go. So you see what I mean? You get the little, but I love how this, a bit of colour comes round here. So then I am going to take my stalk, leaves, whatever you want to call them, and with the leaves to the right, yeah, you sort of just tip it, so the leaves are to the right and the stalk sort of going up to 12 o'clock, and then just stamp it there. And then again, you've got that distinctive sort of rubber stamp in there. Now, if you did have an extra sponge dauber and a darker green, you could try, this is just an upgrade. If you've got additional supplies, you could, with your green dauber, and you say old olive would work well, you could daub gently round the edges of the leaves here, just to give them a little bit of extra colour and a bit of an extra lift. So we've got our peach inside, but that was a little practice for us for some stamping. That's going to go in there for some stamping on our main card for the main event. Yeah, so I visited Perth, Gina, in 2017. I actually went to one of the days of the last test match at the Wacker, England v Australia. So I'm just going to stamp off my you could just give your little stamp a clean, because we're going to stamp it again into our pale papaya. We're going to take our dauber again, tap it in our calypso. Okay, and I'm going to position this sort of in the middle, there, like that. I did a little bit more of the calypso there, and then take the green. Oh, you're quiet this morning, ladies. And that's going to pop in there like that. Okay, I do love that little leaf. It just brings it to life then, doesn't it? Right, it's up to you what colour you want to stamp your Have a Peachy Day in. I wouldn't suggest the pale papaya. It probably is a little bit too pale. So unless if you have early espresso, you could go with that. If you don't, I would suggest you use the Pear Pizzazz or the Calypso Coral. I think I'm going to go with the Calypso. And I'm just going to stamp it here. Have a peachy day. Oh yeah, it's your winter now, isn't it, Gina? Yeah, I love it. I love it, Kay. I really love it. I love the fonts and I love the papers. Okay, so we've done our nice little bit of stamping. Hope you were successful with your stamping. What I'm going to do now is just turn that upside down, and I've given you some linen thread, and it's really easy to tie this round these. I'm going to tie it so it's to the left, the bow, okay? And we can cheat and use these notches. So I'm coming down to the second notch. Oh, actually, no, the third notch, sorry. And I'm going to wrap it around and use the notches to hold the linen thread. Yeah. Pull it quite tight. And you might just have to assess if you've got enough thread to one side. And just tie. I'm not going to do two bunny ears and everything. Mess that up there. Let's start again, Julie. I think I've not got enough thread to one side, but anyway, never mind. Do you know, I've put a jumper on today and it's quite warm. I think I've made a little faux pas with my choice of clothing today. There we go. So I'm just going to mess about with that. And I've got my little bow. Okay, I'll need to trim the ends. It's quite realistic, isn't it, Gina? Okay. So I want to pop this up on some foam pads, or dimensionals, as I should really call them. I've only got a few left. I'll have to open, and they're the edgy ones. I'll have to open. Now make sure you put some to this side of the thread. So I need to make sure that I open a new packet. Okay, me and tweezers don't get on. That's all I'm going to say. I think you're either a tweezer crafter or you're not a tweezer crafter. And I've never been able to be a tweezer crafter. So I've just popped some foam pads on, dimensionals, and let's, you know, it's quite a simple card. Let's let the lovely paper that's on special offer this month do the talking. So then we just need to, you can pop a greeting inside the card if you wish. But I'm just going to do that. There we go. There is today's card. What time is it? Oh, nearly 11. Nearly made it last half an hour. So that is today's makes with the peaches. And what I'm trying to do is each week use different stamps in the set, different papers. One week I try and use papers. Today's was quite heavily paper. Next week we're not using papers and we're focusing on the stamps. Today's was all about just getting used to the peaches and how to stamp with the peaches. Next week's card, let me show you, is quite a simple one, but I think very effective. We're going to be doing a nice bow, but this is going to be next week's card. And we're going to do the small peaches and little like vine of peaches, and do a simple sort of card with a lot of white space, just to show you how to work with these. There's a bit of cutting out if you don't have the dies, but if you do have the dies, you can cut the mini peaches. So we've got big peach today, we've got mini peaches next week. So yeah, it's a nice, I'm trying to do all different ones, Kay. You know, that's my role, isn't it? That's my job, is to do different ones. Now, let me tell you what's coming up and talk to you about the next round of coffee and card. And I just need to go grab something. Hang on. Now, I can't show you the stamp set and punch because it's in my car, but I have cut out, these are the papers that we are going to be using for round 14 of online coffee and card, and these are actually part of the celebration offering that will start on the 3rd of August. And you can get these 12 by 12 papers free with a spend of £45 or more. Now, I wouldn't normally start advertising this early, but these are going to be very popular, and so is the stamp set, and I've already had quite a few bookings for the coffee and card, even though it's not starting until the 31st of August. This one finishes on the 10th of August, and then there's going to be like a 2-week gap where we won't be doing an official coffee and card, but I will be online with a video doing something, because I have to allow time. I really wanted to use these products, and I had to allow those extra 2 weeks to get them and get them shipped out to you. I've been busy cutting, I know. This was my Saturday, what I did on Saturday. So these are some of the papers. They are super cute. The punch punched out, these ones. The gorgeous designs, really lovely colours, fun, fresh, funky, frolicking friends in the snow. And I did make a card. I did have an idea that I thought this one, if you sort of tip it like there, looks like it's leaning back to throw a snowball. And when I cut some of the papers out, because I'd cut them down to 6 by 6, you sort of get some half papers, like sort of half creatures. I mean, you know, like this one here. So you think, oh, they're a bit wasted, aren't they, those ones? Oh, no. This one is an example. Not wasted. So I put them behind a wall, and they're having a little snowball fight with this little penguin down here. So I was quite impressed with that little idea of mine. Sometimes I do have them, sometimes they're infrequent, but sometimes they happen more. So yeah, so I enjoyed making that card, and then I've started doing a few. I've started some cards but not sort of finished them, so I've started playing with some of the papers and doing some layouts and things like that to sort of, and the colours that they go with the fresh freesia make it look funky Christmas colours. So I know, Carol, I was so impressed with my wall idea. And you know me, I always like to do a patchwork card now. It's like my thing with all the different papers. So I wanted to see if it worked on a patchwork card, and I think it does. So I just need to put a sentiment on there and finish that one off. So I did start quite a few cards over the weekend. But as I say, bookings for this have opened, and it's been quite popular. So even if you can't make it live on a Tuesday, do consider it, because you can catch up on the day. The videos always stay there. So yeah, thank you for joining me today. I'm not going to be on Facebook Live this afternoon because I've got a prior commitment, something I'm doing for Stampin' Up. So I can't do that, unfortunately, today. But everything else will be back as scheduled. And here are today's makes again. The video will be there for you to catch up if you missed me live. And all that's left for me to say is I hope you have a lovely Tuesday, whatever you do. And yeah, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you soon. Oh, thank you, Carol. That is a really lovely comment. That's made my day. Thank you. And thank you to my new ladies for tuning in and leaving a comment today. That's made my day as well. So thank you very much, ladies, and I will see you soon. If you have any questions about any of the products, just drop me a message. Thank you. Bye.